going to do an insight video today. Again, the last couple of days I've been sort of like being directed to go once again inside and connect to like the universal law of correspondence and how this connects to and aligns us with the oneness vibration, the oneness frequency. It was very much like yesterday. I was being told to stay in the light frequency, and there was loads of opportunities and situations and events at work yesterday that took me out of that, being in that inner light, in that oneness vibration, that soul vibration, that soul frequency. So again, sort of like the lesson over like the last couple of days have been to try and remain in that, remain connected into that frequency, secure in it, knowing that you're open to to sort of like receive and align with that energy at any moment. Again, it's that creative sort of experience of reality where you are trying to constantly come back into the oneness vibration, the oneness frequency, and the universal law of correspondence, where you keep coming back in to remain in the light. Because actually, anywhere outside of the light or out of that light vibration, that light frequency, is where you sort of like your vibration, your frequency shifts and changes, and it starts to then sort of it can lower depending on what's happening externally. There's been a lot of sort of things over the last couple of days where I feel there's a lot of shifting and there's a lot of an opportunity to create and manifest in a different way. Saint Germain, again about like dissolving through the violet flame, and dissolving, and transmutation and transformation is a very, very big sort of vibrational frequency at the moment for many of us. This is working on like on the oneness consciousness level, but it's also working on the soul level, where we're being asked to release and let go of a lot of things, and not try not to be attached too much to the physical world and the physical reality. We're being sort of like asked to remain in that light, in that one frequency, that light frequency, and shift and change reality to start to align again with union, and oneness again, where there's non-separation. This is what I feel is happening today. I feel like also as I'm sitting here and connecting it, I can see like a fire, like a beacon, and the beacon sort of like is the source energy, but it's also like it connects to like rebirth, in a way. So like transmutation and transformation is like connects into the universal cycle of rhythm, the universal law of rhythm, which is very much about growth and evolution. But rebirth is about that as well. The cycle of transmutation and transformation is very much around consciousness and states of being. And I know for myself, there's been a lot of like shifting on that sort of conscious level within my own reality and in my own experience. And I know it's happening on a sort of like a planetary collective at the moment. We're all shifting and changing in a different way, and we're being asked once again to return back to that consciousness where we're in one vibration, one frequency. Is asking us to shift and change reality, but also release. It's about releasing a lot of energy at the moment, and releasing a lot of old patterns, and this will allow for a new growth, and like a new way of being within each and every one of our realities and experiences at the moment. This is why I feel like the universal law of correspondence is so important at the moment. It's about being in the center, being centered, and being connected, which is quite difficult at the moment because there's a lot of different sort of like harmonic shifts that are going on the planet, with new energies that are coming in, new consciousness, new vibrational frequencies that are coming in and shifting and changing us and changing our energy fields. It's about letting go, it's about sort of releasing, it's about sort of like transforming, and it's also about shifting and changing reality in a way that is more spiritual. And again, this is coming back into one union, like soul union and like higher self union, but also oneness union. And it's all about coming back into union, back into harmony, back into balance, back into frequencies that are creating and manifesting in a way that's more spiritual. And it's very much around sort of like trying to let go of a lot of like the external reality, the external frequency of like 3D reality, the physical material world, which is quite hard at the moment, especially with a lot of sort of like the stresses and strains of life going on. but this is what we're being asked to sort of like try and do. Again, Saint Germain is very, very sort of like prevalent in this as the ascended master with this violet flame that brings this kind of transmutation, transformation, but it's the releasing. It sort of helps with like negativity and sort of like negative energies, but he also helps to release um, and sort of transform into like a higher vibration, a higher frequency, back to a oneness frequency, a oneness vibration. As I'm talking about this, I've talked about like seeing a beacon. The first one I saw was like an orange beacon, and that's like source energy, source light. But I'm also seeing like a violet beacon. And when I say like, I'm saying beacon, but it's like a torch. Sorry, I'm seeing like a violet torch. So I'm talking about Saint Germain, and I can see like a violet flame, but I can see a violet torch that is being sort of like burnt at the moment, and that violet flame is burning and vibrating in a way to release stress, anxiety, negativity, anything like that that's around individuals. And obviously this connects it also into sort of like, if you're into crystals, like you've got like you, you sort of like when you start sort of connecting into crystals and you start connecting into sort of amethyst. That's obviously a very sort of like good crystal that relates to sort of stress and anxiety and brings a vibration of clarity of mind, clarity of thought, clarity of energy. And also sort of like clear quartz would be really good at the moment as well for sort of like expressing this new sort of like clarity of vibration and frequency, and it sort of like links to source energy, higher frequencies, higher awareness, higher vibrations, and all of these are connected in. I feel like it's sort of like connecting into sort of like angelic sort of like vibrations as well. I'm seeing a very sort of like deep, rich pink color as well, and some of these colors can be also sort of like, usually historically we look at these colors and they're very much sort of like connected um, to sort of like angelic dimensionals or angelic sort of vibrations of frequency. But I feel some of these colors that are coming through at the moment are very much connected to like the new sort of vibrations and frequencies that are coming through to the planet, but they're coming from sort of different dimensions and realities. And this is where like the universal teachers and the universal beings are working with us as well. I'm very much sort of like seeing those kind of energies that you're connecting into at the moment that are bringing sort of like I've got a being that's sort of like dressed in white, long blonde hair, and he's got a like I said, a torch, like a chalice that's burning with this flame, like the flame of like the source energy, the source vibration and frequency, and it's bringing it forward. Um, it's very much sort of like a higher, like angelic sort of like vibration and frequency that very much connects to sort of like the higher sort of archangels, very much around sort of like Metatron and those kind of sort of vibrations and frequency. Like Metatron is like a keeper of the keys. Again, is what I want to say with Metatron, where he's bringing this sort of like knowledge, this vibration, this frequency that is very much needed for this age. And we're all sort of like keepers of keys of consciousness and frequency, and it's very much around that. But it's very much like we've got to do quite a bit of shedding and releasing at the moment, and that's the next stage of this vibration. That it's all right, sort of like connecting in with the soul vibration, the soul frequency, and open up to the higher self and the eternal moment. But it's also about that daily practice of releasing and sort of releasing these kind of energy frequencies that aren't serving you, that aren't in harmony, that aren't in balance. And this is where the universal law of rhythms coming in, but also universal law of correspondence. And that's the insight for today.